another video. So I'm going to be covering my game with the Pickpocket, rated 1850. Alright. So, she starts with d4. I start with knight f3. Knight f6, sorry. Knight f6. Which is the start of the Indian defense. It's not. I don't know at what point it becomes the king's Indian defense, as opposed to the Indian game. So, knight comes out. Not too familiar with this move. This specific move order. I'm trying to play solidly. I'm just trying to, get my bishop being shadowed to this square. I can build a teacup for the bishop and put it in it. Nobody calls it a teacup, but I do. I didn't think that this was a good move when I saw it because it blocks in the bishop, but I think it's actually theory, and, I shouldn't critique her work. She's rated a lot stronger than me, so I just need to, So, bring the bishop, so attacks in the center. Pretty solid. Okay, I'm sorry. I take back what I said about this being a bad move, because this is the only thing that allows this to be possible. So she gets two pawns in the center, but it does block her queen, and it does block the bishop, but it does open up this bishop, but this bishop currently doesn't have any sort of prospects. I decided to just push the pawn because I felt like, in the king's Indian setup, this is what you want. It opens up the bishop and trade at a certain point. Sometimes here, sometimes here. I feel like Hikaru says go here, and I don't listen to him, and I put it here because I'm not Hikaru. I guess I wish I could be half as good as Hikaru. So it brings the knight out. Now, so I did anticipate that this was going to happen at a certain point, and in the game I did spend some time, and so what I decided was I would take once, and then I would move the knight. So now I've got 3 pounds of pressure on this piece, and he's only got 1, and it cannot be defended by another pawn. So moving the bishop here pins my knight to the king, so this can't take, but this one still can. Or I can just immediately unpin myself and then counterattack the bishop and tell you that your move is stupid. So it goes all the way back. So I take the pawn. Doesn't even take back, huh? So I didn't need to take back. I didn't want to waste a tempo. I didn't want to help out the opponent. Okay, so opponent jumps knight into the center. So what did I end up doing? I wanted to move the queen so I could bring the rook. Well, I wanted to bring the rook, but, in the game, I really wanted them to take so I could take, and, well, I don't know. I didn't want to move this rook here. I wanted this rook to stay here. I wanted this rook to get in the game. And so, I guess this rook can't get in the game because that's a target. So, move the knight, because I want to get to the center of the board. I guess, no, well, I just wanted to get more active, I wanted to get this. And I don't exactly know what this move does. What the idea behind it was. So, I've been watching Daniel Naroditsky play some games, and this structure, I wouldn't say this move order or this is a good decision, but normally I wouldn't play this because it blocks this pawn from ever advancing. But I don't think it's so bad, because it's not really attackable, and this pawn isn't really doing that much anyway. So it prevents this bishop from doing anything and reinforces, at a certain point. So he shoots out with this. So I counterattack his bishop with this move. He can take, and then I'll be looking at the rook, which honestly validates. Excuse me. My grandmother is wishing me a happy birthday, but she's not doing so well. I just want to draft a text right now. she says that she promises as soon as she's better, she's in the hospital because she broke her pelvis during a fall. That's what we'll do. Hey, the best B-Day gift I can get is once you are back to 100%. Oops, that's not where percentage goes. It doesn't go at the front of the number, it goes at the end of the number. Alright, so, continuing on. So, this bishop is under attack, and it will lead to a fork, so I feel like the opponent does have to do something about it. If takes, then takes again. So, this move saves the bishop, also protects his fork. So I guess the idea was if I take, he takes, and then he's got, well, not enough pressure there. But I skipped all of that noise and brought this rook because that was the whole idea. All of my pieces moved out of the way to make it so that this rook would go here. So I think that the opponent had tunnel vision because they probably chose the worst move in the position. So bishop takes bishop, rook takes queen. So I have no idea why they made this decision. Rook takes rook, king takes bishop. So now I'm already completely winning because I have a queen, and I just have so much pressure, and there's still this fork. So let's see here. It attacks. I think he was trying to takes with check, try to keep the initiative. But I don't have to take. Common theme. If you don't have to take, why would you? I did take here because it closes up this diagonal. It opens up another file. It controls some squares. So I thought that this was a good move. And also I couldn't take the king. So yes, you did win a pawn, I guess, but you never did anything about that fork. So fork takes. Now I am attacking this, and I will let you know I had every intention. If he did not do anything, the queen was going to take the knight, and then if rook takes, then I was going to take here. And why did I make that decision? I felt so confident about this decision in the game. And that's exactly what I did. Like, I knew that... Oh, right. I got confused. I still have the rook. For some reason, I was just like, he's got a bishop, he's got a knight, I got a bishop, I got a knight. How the fuck am I winning? But I forgot I have a rook. And that was... Oops. That was the idea. Oh, sorry. Back. So, he launches back in the center, and I said, screw it. Knight trades, the knight is worth 3 points, so I got 2 pawns which are worth 1 point each, and this is under fire, so I keep initiative, so I thought it was a pretty good move. Moves out of the way. Alright, so I attack it again. I'm trying to get, okay, so this does attack, so I take, and if takes, then I can push. And how are you going to stop this pawn now? So I'm not even concerned. He checks, I just move away. Sacks. I wanted to cut the king off first, and then... So king moves out of the way. Trying to move him back. Here. That was probably stronger. Yeah, I probably should have just done this if he had to, no, he probably, no, he would just move back. And then what would I do? So, I was just keeping it simple. So, I wasn't even concerned about that. So, I was just like, I know that I can get it to the other side of the board. I don't need to take. Because if he takes, then I just move out of the way. And then it gets blocked up and we can't do anything. So if he takes, you know, I don't have to take back because this is faster. This is still faster. And even if you got here, the king could take. So, now. And so the pickpocket was beaten. Took your game right now. Now, I'll tell you, this is the strongest rating I have ever seen myself play in my life. 2250. With a really good middle game. But this phase of the game could not be graded due to lack of relevant moves. Right. So, questionable. Let's start the review. So d4. Knight f6. Knight f3. g6. Knight b to d2. Bishop to g7. E4. I am looking up here for the notation until it, like, the more you do it, I feel like the more it's gonna stick. Like, I feel like some people write it down and that helps it stick too. The more you do something, the better you're gonna get, you know. I think it's just about trying to start most of the time. d6. Wrong move. So, bishop to d3. So this is all pretty standard. Okay, so this is the setup that they wanted. Yeah, Picard would say that too, wouldn't he? So bishop to d7. Wait, no. Oh, knight b to d7. That's what it says. I was just like, what? Alright. Takes. Didn't like it the other way, huh? That's a miss. Not even. Well, we didn't get any of that. Okay, so takes. Jumps out of the way. That was a mistake. And it got kicked, but it says even this would have been fine. But sometimes the computer wants to go for like the queen trades, and I'm going for an attack, you know, I'm trying to keep pieces on the board, you know. So it goes back, takes. That was inaccurate. Yeah, I don't know what that does. Queen moves. I didn't want to take. This just helps him get like pieces developed to better squares. You know, I want his pieces to be on the squares that they don't want to be at. So trying to reposition the knight. I felt like the knight didn't need to move yet. Does this reveal an attack? Sure, but you know, it still helps him, you know? I'm trying to get all my pieces congregated over here. I'm not too concerned about this side right now. Besides, I still have the rook. Alright. Best move? Could not tell you what. Maybe they were just like, I'm 1850, I'm so much stronger than you, so, you know, I can win even without a queen. So it might have been like ego talking. Counterattacks the knight. Takes. Saves the knight. Counterattacks the bishop. Doesn't do anything. Thought that taking here was better. I guess. this. Yeah, well, takes back. No, queen. In the moment of truth. This is smart. Look at that. The best move. Like that one less. It was an excellent move though. Best move. Because when I played this, I was just like, oh man, I wasn't even looking at that, but still fine. Yeah, opening up the rook to keep it out might have been better. Cutting off the king. This would have been made. Yeah. If I had done this, so if I had done this, and you had done this, then I would have this, which would have been made. But I didn't see that. That was fancy. There was probably faster ways of going about this, but you know, sometimes when all roads lead to Rome. And so, the pickpocket, who was rated 1850. How strong did you play in your game? You played like a 1600, but I played like a 2250. 12, 24, okay, so 816, 4, 5, 56, 4, 56, 2, 5, 4, 6. I don't even remember. I almost played like double my current rating, which was pretty impressive. 91.3. I said 93.1. Sometimes, whatever dyslexia that comes with like numbers or letters or rearranging or something. Alright, but that's it for this one.